Hailing from Manchester, England, British synth-pop duo Hertz named themselves after a dark time in their lives. When singer Theo Hutchcraft and fellow songwriter Adam Anderson formed the band in 2009, they were unemployed, on the dole, working on songs and hoping for their big break. With a distinct 80s sound reminiscent of Depeche Mode, and Tears for Fears, the duo first found fans in Germany and soon took Europe by storm. Before Hertz played their show here in Singapore at the Esplanade, Adam and Theo tried to ponder the dark times and what they would have done if they didn't find success.
It's so frightening. Somebody asked us that before today, and it the mood just changed. I was like, I literally can't imagine. We almost gave up. We just before we started Hertz, we almost quit. We got very close to. We talked about, because we were unemployed for 4 years, and it became so depressing and so hard that we were like, can we do this anymore? Is it ever going to work? Is everything ever going to go right? And even then we didn't know what else we could do, because all we've done is learn how to write music, and that was our only way out of the situation. So yeah, I don't know what we would have done.
When I think about it, my brain just goes completely blank.
Yeah, mine too.
It's like my imagination stops working. I can't think of anything that I'd do if I wasn't doing this. It's like a big grey wall. Yeah.
Maybe we just carried on for the rest of our life and never stopped, no matter how, and hoped that one day it would work out until we were 60, 70 years old. Just carried on.
Maybe a greater power had been looking down on them, because their first gig was, believe it or not, in a church.
It was a church in the middle of this, in the middle of a housing estate, which was all knocked down and closed down. So it was an old church that was functioning. Yeah, kind of, but not. I mean, it was functioning, but not really. But we used to walk past it every day, and such a beautiful building in a part of Manchester where we wrote most of the album, and yeah, we decided we didn't play a gig for a year when we started the band, and we wanted our first one to be very special and a big moment, and we hoped that people would come. But so we hired this church and we had this big performance, and it was great for us because it inspired us to keep doing things that were different.
One thing about playing the church was you only get to play first gig once, and what better place to do it than in a church? You wouldn't want it to be in a sweaty bar in the north of England somewhere. It's a great memory.
We've played in churches 3 times or something.
Yeah.
It's really funny. It's what's funny about playing in a church is, even though it's a gig, you're not a church. Right. People abide by. People go in and whisper, and everyone whispers. And they sold alcohol and stuff, but they but everyone who's in there whispers and sits down. And it was only when we got to the last song that everybody eventually stood up and started to talk and sing along, because everyone was going like this. So it's very funny, yeah, very interesting.
Next up, the pop duo tell us how they got pop princess Kylie Minogue to work with them, just by writing her a letter.